Yes, Casanovians. All right, lads. I've titled this one, "You're an NPC if you can't cold approach a woman." Haha. So I wanted to talk about a few things in this live stream. I wanted to talk about the coaching experience that I'm currently doing with my guy here in London. I want to talk about one approach in particular, and then I want to talk about a few other things which I think is really going to help you boys with your odyssey of cold approach, help you to attract the women that you actually want, go on multiple dates a week with gobsmackingly gorgeous girls, and just feel in control, feel in control of your dating life, and then that bleeds over to the rest of your life. It's like, oh, now I feel in control of my dating life. Now I feel like the guy. Now I don't feel like an NPC who's just sleepwalking through life and pissing away his best years. So, yeah, I do think that if you can't cold approach a woman, you are a static spectator rather than an active player. And I knew for me 4 years ago that I didn't want to go down any other route. Yeah, dating apps, didn't want to do that. Nightclubs, didn't want to do that. Going down the long-winded route, try to get girls strategically through my social circle, didn't want to be doing that. And I didn't want to be mass DMing 100 women a day on social media like a little simp. So I really saw cold approach as the only way, yeah, like the gentleman's way, the way of organic attraction. Yeah, me man, she woman, I like that, and I'm gonna be able to go over to her. It's like a glitch in the matrix. Yeah, like cold approach, I think, is the cheat code into the sexual marketplace. It allows us to bypass all of the BS and just go for the thing that we actually want. It's actually stupidly straightforward, but this is why I like to use the mantra freedom from bullshit, because I do think that cold approach is the skill which unlocks the world. Yeah, it's like, oh, where else have I been playing it safe? Where else in my life have I not been unapologetically going after what I want? And it does bleed over into the rest of our lives. So I wanted to talk about an approach in particular. So just for some context, the guy that I'm coaching at the moment, this was our very first day together. So we met up, first day together, one-on-one, in-person coaching in London. And the first approach that he did, I didn't give him any feedback before he got involved in this approach. So he'd already had a coaching day the day previously with Daniel, where he went around London with the guy who coached me on my journey, Daniel. And so he had his coaching session there. So that I was like, okay, show me what you did. Like, show me what you've got. Show me how you approach. So he did his first approach. It was okay. The girl stopped, but she didn't really stop that much. So after observing, because I've got to a place in my life now, after doing thousands of approaches, coaching guys through thousands of approaches, having myself plastered on the big screen, like actually getting feedback from, like, I know what I'm doing, right? I know what I'm doing. I know how to take people's approaches from good to fucking excellent, and I can do that fast, right? So I watched his first approach. It was okay. I gave him my feedback. I explained to him how to actually cold approach a woman, right? How to actually do it. So when you're going over, you are conveying just the utmost levels of conviction, of assertiveness, of masculinity, where within those first 3 seconds, that girl is just hooked, right? So I explained the framework to him, and at first, it's like just like grappling your head around it, because I think most guys think, right, oh, it's just an approach, right? Just rinse and repeat. Oh, Kristian, I've done 3,000 approaches. I've got nowhere. Like, all of this nonsense metrics, right? Yeah, you've done 3,000 approaches, but they were all shit. And that's why you didn't get anywhere, right? So this is why one approach with me is worth about 30 approaches on your own. Because as soon as I see somebody approach, I'm like, right, this, and this needs to be worked on. And evidence has got the loudest voice, right? So I gave him my feedback. I was like, right, on the next approach that we do, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this, this, and this. He followed my advice to a T, and there was this blonde girl who was walking past us, right? Now, this girl, I think she was pretty much taller than the both of us, right? So she was a tall girl, tall blonde woman, and I saw her, and she walked past us, and I could tell that he was a little bit hesitant because she was taller than him. She was an absolute worldie, so the intimidation factor came into play. And bear in mind, he's only done one approach at this point during the day. But I just said to him, listen, just do exactly what I said. Like, this is like a gift from God, right? Use this one, just use it for practice, just to practice the things that I've just outlined here, and just see how this changes your results. So he went over, he did exactly everything that I said. Within a couple of seconds, this girl lit up. She was all over him. She was touching him. They even had a little like kiss at the end, not like on the lips, like a little like peck on the cheek or whatever. She just lit up as soon as he went into that approach. He followed my advice to a T, got her phone number, and then it later transpired that she's actually a porn star. Crazy. She's a porn star, right? And she was messaging him to like set up a date, yeah? And like this, it's just this mind-boggling experience, right? Because this is why I'm explaining to you boys, this is a glitch in the matrix. It is a cheat code into the sexual marketplace, as long as you actually know what you're doing, right? It's not a case of just going out there, oh, approach. If nothing changes, right? If you're not getting results from cold approach, like if you're not actually getting dates lined up, like girls in your phone who are desperate to see you, it's because you don't know what you don't know, right? That's what's holding you back. It's a lack of understanding, of knowledge and expertise. Oh, but I've gone out, I've done thousands of approaches, I've got nowhere. Yeah, because you keep doing the same thing wrong. So I just wanted to, I've got the Entourage WhatsApp group on my laptop here. If you know what the Entourage is, it's like my private network. It's like my private members club. So when you start working with me, you become part of my global network of radically ambitious men, like 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs, business owners, high achievers. And we're all connected through the discipline of cold approach, right? We are all insatiably committed to this process of masculine excellence, mastering the art of daytime cold approach, becoming the most fuckable version of ourselves, living a life free from bullshit. Because I learned a long time ago, when I surround myself with winners, I win. Yeah? If you're attempting to do all of this on your own, in the modern world that we're living in, right? The solo player, lone wolf approach, oh, I can do all this on my own. You're a moron, right? You are a genuine NPC. Like this whole thing, oh, I can do it all on my own. Dude, I didn't do it all on my own. If I couldn't do it all on my own with a decade of magic experience, like all the social reps that I've been putting in for the past 14 years, if your ego is that high that you think, yeah, fuck it, I can do it all on my own, then fucking good luck to you, because you are going to get a decade down the line and you're going to be thinking, oh, what a waste of time that was. That's why so many guys get bitter, right? It's why so many guys will cry on YouTube, oh, cold approach doesn't work. Cold approach is it's not efficient enough. Oh, this works as long as you do, right? Once you have an exact framework to follow and you're working, not just with me, but the rest of my network, you get results fast, right? Because I know what I'm doing. So I wanna read this to you from our WhatsApp Entourage group. This is about the porn star approach. Also to highlight, the porn star close was done as per Kristian's directions for approach. I basically did one before, that was the one that I said to you about, but it was almost from the front angle. Kristian then corrected the technique and I executed it on that girl exactly as explained. So for you guys doing the immersion soon, follow Kristian's directions. He knows what works. Yes, I've got 6 more in-person immersions scheduled over the next 6.5 weeks. And that's why I really love the WhatsApp group, because we've got guys who've done their immersion. We've got guys who are still waiting to do their immersion. So as guys are doing their in-person immersion with me, they give like field reports, and then that fills the rest of our guys with optimism. And it's like we all are able to learn out loud and grow together, right? Because a rising tide lifts all the boats. But this is just so crucial, right? The porn star approach was done as per Kristian's directions for approach. Yeah, I basically did one before. It was almost from the front angle. Kristian then corrected the technique and I executed on that girl exactly as explained. Yeah, so our first day together, he did 12 approaches, got 5 phone numbers. So that was a 41% close rate, which if you do know anything about cold approach, day one of working with me, that is fucking phenomenal. Having a 41% close rate on your very first like proper day of cold approaching with me, like that is actually ludicrous, right? Like most guys are not getting a 41% close rate after about 2 years. It's like, so yeah, again, evidence has got the loudest voice. I know what I'm doing. If you want to get results and you want to get results fast, you can bypass all the bullshit, work with me directly, come and join the network. Like these are real life people who are getting real life results, right? Like this works as long as you do, yeah? So you can either be the NPC, the static spectator, sleepwalking his way through life, being bitter online, oh, this doesn't work, oh, it's a scam, all these charlatans. Like go over to my Instagram page at Casanova Dating, listen to my testimonials. This is why I say to people, I'm the best in the world at what I do. I have the best client results in the industry. No one else does what I do to the level that I do it at. Nobody else gets their network, if they even have a network, gets their network onto live streams, right? I make live streams with my clients. My clients give me testimonials. They sing my praises in the WhatsApp group. It's like, there's no denying this, right? So, but just this element is so crucial. Like, it all starts within those first 3 seconds. Yeah, within those first 3 seconds, that girl is essentially going to decide if she wants to see you again, right? It's not about, oh, lines, tricks, techniques, formulaic scripts. Oh, when I think about France, I think about you. Excuse me, do you know where Starbucks is? Like, it's none of this nonsense, right? It's understanding that those first 3 seconds are everything. And I try and express this as often as possible in all of the infield demonstrations. So if you actually watch my infield footage, right, just really observe the way that I approach. There's I think there's a video which I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. It's like I cold approached a woman and this happened. If you go to that video, I break down how to actually approach, like how to actually approach with conviction, really milk the udder of those first 3 seconds so that woman is instantly hooked, she's on, she wants to see you again. This is when I believe cold approach becomes the most efficient way of bringing beautiful women into our lives. Like once you have developed proficiency, it's like, okay, there's a woman, all you need to focus on is the first 3 seconds. That's it. You only need to focus on the approach. You don't need to think too many steps ahead, like, oh, I need to vibe, I need to stack, oh, has she hooked yet? There's a beautiful woman, I'm gonna go over, I'm just gonna blow her away within those first 3 seconds. And the girl in question, the porn star woman, I said to him, because she was walking through the street, she didn't have any makeup on, so she was almost like in her natural form. I said to the guy who I was coaching, the reason why that approach has hit so hard is because you are most likely the only guy in her entire life who's actually had the balls to approach her stone cold sober during the day, right? Because a woman like that, most guys are intimidated. Most guys are thinking, oh, a girl like her, she'd never want a guy like me, so they don't go in for it. She's getting mass DM'd on social media by all the little simps. Her dating apps are flooded. She's got selection paralysis, like too many options, right? So the reason why, when my guy approached, he followed my instructions, he did exactly what I said, he implemented it. This is why within the first 3 seconds, she was hooked. She closed him, and then she's messaging him on iMessage to set up a date, right? Because he stands out from the crowd, right? He's separated himself from the herd. He's living a life beyond the beige. He's living a life free from bullshit. He sees a woman and he's like, right, I ain't gonna go down the simpy NPC route. I'm gonna go straight to the source. I'm gonna extend an invitation in a non-needy way and see what happens. Let the chips fall where they may. But just from doing that approach, the momentum that he got, the belief that he got, because like when he first saw her, he was like, nah, can't approach her. She's taller than me, right? She's taller than me, so I can't approach her. Right? All of this nonsense. Oh, she's too hot for me. She's too tall for me. Or her SMV is like all this fucking horseshit. Like what the internet says and what actually works in the real world, very different things. And I think that having these in-person experiences, so actually coming around with me, doing life with me, learning through osmosis, actually putting the reps in, spending time away from the internet and actually living in the real world, you realize the garbage that you've been swallowing. Because I've done it myself. Like, I've gone down the red pill rabbit hole. I'm thinking, oh, it's all about looks, it's all about money, it's all about status. And it's like the guys who I'm working with now, they're high level guys, right? 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs, business owners, high achievers. They've got everything on paper. They fit into that category of high value men, but they're still struggling with their dating life because they've been brainwashed by the brain dead into wanting to want what other people have told them they should want to want. Oh, build it and they will come. Be a high value man, and women are magically going to be throwing themselves at you. The analogy that I always use is it's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it, right? It's this element of taking a lot of action, right? Putting in a lot of reps. Like, yeah, when you are doing this on your own, a lot of your approaches are going to suck. Again, rather than pissing away your time doing it all on your own, come and work with me, get the results that you want faster. You're going to take these actions anyway. You might as well do it with people who are going to get you there faster. There's a link below if you want to work with me. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine as well. There's no need to cry about it. You can get my free courses. All my content is free. I give away information and I charge for implementation. So yeah, if you're ready to skyrocket this shit to the moon, book in a call with me. We'll see if you're the right fit. If not, I'll give you a shitload of value anyway, right? You're basically getting a free 30-minute coaching call, right? So you would be ludicrously stupid to not book it in because you get to speak to me for 30 minutes. I will aim to give you as much value as possible. So book the call, speak with me. We'll speak for 30 minutes and you can decide if you want to sign up or not. You don't have to. There's no pressure. But just this element of belief. But I do think belief follows action, right? There's only so much theory we can digest. Yeah, like when you're actually going out there, you're putting your balls on the line, you're putting yourself through the social fire, and also you're getting results with girls who you didn't think you would get results with. Oh, she's really hot. Oh, she's really tall. Oh, she's out of my league. And next thing, it's like phone number, positive reaction, smile, little peck on the cheek. Belief follows action. You're like, oh, this is possible. This can work. Oh, I realize that I don't need to be this high octane, 15 raw eggs a day, hyper masculine giga chad with like the 10 sports cars and the rented women, the rented yachts and the penthouse in Dubai. I realize that I just need to be a bold motherfucker. I just need to believe I'm the shit. I just need to believe in myself like my life depends on it. I need to have a framework in place so I know what works and what doesn't. And then it's about execution, right? Executing like your life depends on it. Oh, approach. Take the feedback. Listen to what Kristian says. Do this next time. Think about doing that. And then that's how the results fly in, right? So yeah, I think there's just far too much theory these days. I think people have become NPCs, they've become static spectators. People are glued to the internet. They're just watching these like nonsense black pill channels. Like, oh, I need to start mewing more. It's like, dude, like, you shouldn't give a fuck how symmetrical your face is. It's like, if you still feel like a scared little boy on the inside, if the internal has not caught up with the external, if you're approaching every woman projecting your perceived lack of self-worth, then it doesn't matter all of these materialistic trophies that you've acquired. I think actually, this is why I love Cold Approach so much, because the streets don't actually give a fuck about who you are. Like, you could have all the status in the world. You could be making 9 figures. You could have your Armani suit on, but Cold Approach is the ultimate equalizer, right? The streets really don't give a fuck about your status. They just give a fuck about audacity. I think that's the ultimate. I think that is the ultimate purchasing power when it comes to Cold Approach, which is to say that's the ultimate purchasing power in the sexual marketplace. It's audacity. It's like, right, I'm going to be a ballsy motherfucker. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to believe that I'm the shit because she feels what you feel. She's your mirror. She will reflect back to you what you feel about yourself. Yeah. So if you feel as though you are an unlovable piece of shit, she's going to follow your lead and think the same as well, despite the fact that you have got a great product, right? You've got a great product. You're making lots of money. You've got a nice car. You're living in a beautiful apartment or a fucking house, whatever. But like, if that isn't exemplified through your energy, then she doesn't want to know. It's like, I think this is what scrambles guys' brains so much, because it's like, yeah, but I've done all those things. I've done all those things that a high value man does. Like, I'm slogging my guts out to get the 10 out of 10 body. I'm making lots of money, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but no one actually gives a fuck unless you give a fuck about you. Yeah. So yeah, I just think that this is so important. It's like that element of audacity, which is only created through action as well. Like just taking a lot of action, getting a lot of blowouts, getting a lot of feedback, realizing that you don't know what you don't know. But you're only ever one great approach away from everything changing. Like, I think this was like the cataclysmic watershed approach for this particular guy, because it just blew his mind. Like, oh, this is possible. I can get results. Women like me. I'm not such an unlovable piece of shit. And I do think that's probably my biggest superpower as a coach. It's allowing people to see themselves through me. Yeah, because like when I meet my guys, it's like they don't see themselves as they are. I think they're still thinking that they're the ugly duckling on the inside. I'm like, bro, like, it's almost like I need to reaffirm their product, right? I'm like, dude, you've got this, and this. Like, you need to have more of this justified arrogance. Like, she's lucky that you're approaching her, right? It's like she's auditioning to become part of your reality. And it's not in this like derogatory way, but it's like, just have more of this irrational faith and delusional optimism in yourself. This justified arrogance where it's not even delusional. It's like, you've actually put in the reps, right? You've put in the reps to become the most fuckable version of you, but it needs to be internalized when you're actually going over there. Even if that's just saying like a little affirmation to yourself before you go into every approach, like, yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah, let's go. Like, whatever you want to say to yourself. But this is a daily discipline as well. I think making a practice out of self-adoration, because life gets in the way. This is why I give my guys an entire year of dedicated coaching, because doing an in-person immersion like this, it's so beneficial, but I don't want people to just be successful for like 3, 4, 5 days. I want them to be successful for life. And that's why I give my guys an entire year, because that allows us to have this sustained progress over a prolonged period. Because people forget, people forget what they've learned. But I think get a lot of belief by doing a lot of reps over a condensed time period, but then remembering what you've learned, like actually making a practice out of loving yourself, having this self-adoration practice where every single day, even if you're not crushing it, you just tell yourself, I'm crushing it. I'm the dog's bollocks. I'm God's gift to women. Like, any woman would be lucky to have me, because if you're either your own biggest cheerleader or you're a crushingly cruel commentator of yourself. And I find this to be true, especially amongst the high level guys. I think guys have this fallacy that, oh, once I achieve X, Y, Z, then I'll feel worthy. It's like, worthiness starts today. Worthiness is a decision. Like, I'm the best because I decided. I'm the most fuckable man on the planet because I decided. Like, there's no rules to any of this shit. Perception's reality. Nothing's good nor bad. It's the thinking that makes it so. So just say this, just say more of this to yourself. Like, be more arrogant, be more narcissistic, believe in yourself like your life depends on it. And then that's really how we get our results through Cole approach. It's having this audacity to believe that we are the shit, and then just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up, and making sure our actions match our ambitions. So yeah, I'm the most fuckable man on the planet. I can have any woman that I want. Cold approach is easy to me. Like, approaching attractive girls is easy as taking a piss and then actually doing that thing. There's no good in just saying it to yourself. Like, you actually have to match your actions with your ambitions. But if you haven't done so already, download my most fuckable man course as well. I'll link it below. It's a really great course. It's completely free, but it goes deep into inner game, mindset mastery, just actually getting to a point where you actually like yourself. You're operating from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. I do think more and more this is 95%, probably more, inner game, right? It really is about having this bulletproof belief. But yeah, I do think if you can't cold approach a woman, you're an NPC. That's probably going to upset people. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. Like, if you get upset, if you get triggered by online content, you should probably just become a farmer and not watch anything. You're deciding to click on these videos. If you don't like them, like, dislike them, unsubscribe. do whatever you want to do. We're all gonna be dead one day, aren't we? But anyway, listen, yeah, cool. Go out there today, crush it, and I'll speak to you boys again tomorrow. All right, love you. Mwah.